All right, that was just my puff pastry that I cut into a circle. I'm next coming in with my pesto. We are going to be making such an easy little holiday appetizer. Oh, look at all that beautiful pesto. I'm doing just the Barillo pesto. You can feel free to make your own pesto. You could do an olive tapenade. You could do a red sauce. You can do an Alfredo. But I'm just going in and spreading that pesto in a very thin layer onto our puff pastry. You could also do a pie crust here. You could do a pizza crust. The possibilities are really absolutely endless. So nice thin layer before we go in with the star of our show. I have this delicious camembert, and I'm just popping that right in the center of our puff pastry before coming in with our secondary puff pastry that I also just cut into a circle. And I'm just gonna try and line that up to the best of our ability, making sure the corners are nice and touched. And this is why it's also super important not to overfill with that pesto. And then I'm gonna go in with just a simple little dinner fork. And what I'm gonna do is just create little divots, kind of like a Hot Pocket, just so that none of those delicious fillings come out of our puff pastry. I love making this for just about any kind of party. My friends and family absolutely love this. It's super easy and always is super impressive. So we'll go ahead and get this all nice and sealed. Now that we have this all nice and tucked in, I'm gonna come back in with my knife. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a little slit. I'm gonna create pretty big slits through both puff pastries. And as you can see, the size, because this next step really just pulls together this delicious and beautiful appetizer, just like so. Perfect. All right, I did go back in and just cut them right into half, but now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these petals and making sure that they're nice and cut, I'm just gonna do a small little twirl, just like so. All right, and then I'm just gonna go in with the remainder, kind of give it a little tug so it stretches out, and then just a single or even sometimes a double depending on the length. Perfect. And then we're just gonna continue that kind of petal pattern across our whole puff pastry. Oh, it's already starting to come together before moving on to our next step. All right, we have our last little petal here. I'm just gonna go stretch, twirl. Oh, she is beauty, she is grace. All right, now that we have this all ready, we're gonna go ahead and grab our sheet pan. And now what I'm gonna do, the beauty of this with the puff pastry and that paper, you can actually just toss this paper right into the oven. So we're just gonna slide this off. Perfect. I'm gonna come in with just one single egg, because we all love a good egg wash. I love doing egg washes for any of my pastries. I just grab a single egg. You could also do a milk wash, butter wash. I'm just gonna go ahead and quick scramble that. Beautiful. And then I'm gonna come in with just my little paintbrush and I'm gonna brush our pastry just like so. So we get that nice, delicious brown bubbly crust that everyone loves for this ooey gooey and cheesy pesto appetizer. Ooh. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this all nice and washed up before moving on to our last step. All right, now that we have our egg wash on there, the last thing I'm gonna come in with, and this is totally optional, I just have some sesame seeds. It adds a great texture. I'm just gonna pop those right onto our puff pastry. Remember, we have that delicious camembert. You could also do a brie cheese, a goat cheese, even a block of feta would work with this. That would actually be super tasty. We are ready to place this into the oven. I'm gonna go about 20 to 25 minutes at 350. Oh my goodness, this turned out better than I ever could have imagined. Look at all that ooey gooey cheese. We have a nice brown color on our puff pastry. That pesto. I mean, what more could a girl ask for? I think I'm gonna go for like maybe this one. Those sesame seeds on top too. Oh, I mean, look at how fun and festive that is. You can move this onto like a little board and serve it. But I mean, I just love just as is. It kind of just looks like a flower. Great for New Year's, great for game day. I mean, what more could you ask for? Blow on it, it's gonna be super, super hot. Oh my gosh, the pesto, the brie, it like melts into the puff pastry. Really, really good, gotta try it.